Hi guys, how you guys doing? Welcome back to my channel. Um, so I had uploaded, guys. I'm playing a very risky game here. I'm trying to move. I don't have my specs, so my vision is blurry, so you can just imagine if I fall because I can barely see anything around. But anyway, it's all good. So just to get a few things out of the way. I'm tired. I just got back from work. So if my voice is all over the place, forgive me. If my eyes look like I'm tired, that is the truth. But I'm having coffee because I have a client after this, right? But I just wanted to share a few things with you. And also to say, one of the reasons why I'm not consistent with my videos is because it's very difficult to create content if you don't have subscribers, right? So yes, I do advertise the channel on my posts, but I don't know how else I can do it. You understand? So please just tell as many people as you can about the channel. Yeah, and like I had previously said, with this channel I'm trying not to focus too much on finance tips, right? So I will talk about one or two financial issues, topics, but generally life, love, faith, and inspiration. That is what the channel is about. And the video that I was supposed to upload, well, that I had recorded a few days ago, was about relationships, right? Love and all those cute things. But then I wasn't able to upload the video. So yeah, one day when I'm in the mood for that kind of topic, we'll discuss that. Today I just want us to talk about something else, right? So it's money making match. Basically, the whole point with it is that idea that you've been sitting on, that idea that you've been thinking about, this is the time to get on it. This is the time to work on it, right? This is the time to put it out there. So I just wanted to share my journey. I mean, guys, I'm not some multi-millionaire, so it's really nothing like out of this world per se. I'm just gonna share, like, as a small business, what I've learned, like my personal experiences. Okay, fine. So how this whole thing started is that I would literally record videos and send to my boyfriend or to my friend Lechai. And eventually I just thought, okay, fine, these guys are my biggest supporters and critics. So if they think my content is good, I might as well go ahead and do this whole business, this whole content creation thing. So the idea was to share financial information via videos, right? Yeah, vlog, I guess. But then, yeah, along the way I changed my mind and thought, okay, let me rather try other platforms like Facebook and Instagram, and gradually then build on to the vlogging, right? So that's how the idea started. And also just the realization that a lot of people cannot afford financial planners, and a lot of people, I feel, either they don't know that they need financial advice, or they know but they are not willing to take action, right? So I figured I have to find a way that A, would make money for me, and B, would also just help with my purpose of taking financial education and financial literacy to people, right? And anybody who knows me knows I love working with women empowerment, feminism, whatever you want to call it. For me, it's second nature to me. That is who I am. It's not, that is just who Thulaganyo is in a nutshell, right? So from day one, I was clear that I want to work with women, right? So, how does that fit into what I want you to pick up today? Find your niche and stick to it until you come to a point where you feel you've grown and maybe you want to explore further, right? But yeah, once you have identified your niche, it'll sort of help you to, like, it'll keep your brain won't be scattered, basically. So if you want to, I don't know what I can think of. I'm gonna think of nails, ne? If you want to do nails, so if you want to go into the salon or beauty industry, yeah, and then you decide, okay, fine, but my thing is nails, stick to that, right? And then isn't it you're going to start by just being a regular manicurist or nail technician, however you want to call it, and then after a while you'll actually figure out that you want to start your own nail polish range, right? And then you will venture into that. From your nail polish range, you're going to think, okay, fine, but I want to try makeup, and like then you become a fully fledged beauty brand, right? So this is, for me anyway, this is how the journey has started, and this is what has worked for me. So like I'm saying, I'm not like a multimillionaire who's giving you business ideas or whatever. I'm just sharing my personal path as somebody who has a small business and as somebody who wants to see other women also make use of their skills and talents. Because the reality is, although most of us have 9-to-5 jobs, you cannot live off your salary alone, right? So I then, yes, decided, okay, I want to work with women. And then I figured, okay, women of a certain age, 25 to 40, that is the age group, that is my target. These are people I can relate to. These are people, I know that story because I find myself and my financial situation also in them, right? So this is how it started, and I think what made it easy as well, this is now, I'm moving to the second point, is that I'm doing something that I know. Because guys, yeah, I know sometimes we venture into things just to try out, but I feel, especially if you are providing a service, make sure that it's something that you know and you know quite well, right? And if it's a product as well, make sure that it is something that you're good at. So if you are a baker, I was about to say bakery, hey? English. Anyway, if you're a baker, guys, like I love muffins, but I know that, yeah, I can maybe make in the morning for like my parents and I or something. Like, it's not the type of thing where I'd be like, hey guys, I'm selling muffins or whatever. So second point, make sure that you offer a service or product that's quality, and quality not in a sense of it's something expensive or but quality in a sense of just the worth of the service or the product that you're giving people. Financial planning is something that I know, it's something that I'm good at. So I don't struggle as much because this is something that at some point even was like my day job, right? So yeah, that's the second thing. Don't offer people a service or product that you wouldn't use. Like I always even mention this with the diaries, that I made sure it is something that I would also use, right? And the third thing, guys, make sure that you work on yourself, like your service and your skills, like you enhance yourself. That's the word I was looking for. You enhance yourself. I have a degree, obviously, in financial planning, but that's not enough. So what do? I have challenged myself to ensure that once a year I do short courses that are related to financial planning. Like last year, I did one on investments. This year, I have to do one on fintech because that is where the industry is moving towards, right? So, because there has to be something about me that separates me from the next person, right? So it doesn't matter what industry you're in or what product you're offering, just make sure there is something that is special about you. I mentioned this on Facebook recently that I really don't pay much attention to what other people in the same field are doing, because at the end of the day, I'm tulahanyo so and so, so and so, right? I'm not trying to copy anybody. I'm not trying to mimic anybody. I'm bringing myself and my personal touch to this. The other thing is that, I don't know if you've picked this up, that as much as I share financial information, I also it always, okay, not always, but most of the time, it has a motivational touch to it. And that's because that is who I am. Just generally, I like leaving people better than I found them, right? So those are just small little things. And also building personal relationships with my clients, and not in a sense of they're my friends, but just knowing everybody, understanding their situation, and making everybody feel special or appreciated in one way or the other, right? It's just small little things like that that I appreciate. And I have my regulars, people who I know that, okay, fine, if I post so and so comment. In fact, I was saying to this other lady that I haven't seen you in a while, where have you been? Like things like that, right? So just also make sure that as you evolve and grow in the field, in the industry, you don't leave your clients behind, the people who started with you and the people who were supporting you when you had nothing, basically. The other thing, it's very difficult to get funding generally, and I always share the story of how all I had was my phone, my laptop, and my knowledge. I think the only thing that I spent on was attending a business masterclass. Yes, I think that's the only thing that I spent money on, and I'm tempted to say it was like 1.4 in rands. I think, I don't remember, it was like a whole year ago. But yeah, that's the only thing that I spent on, and I learned like how to put together my website and my payment portals, just the behind the scenes stuff. That is what I learned. And I invested in a business coach because obviously I was entering new territory. You don't have to do that if you don't feel you should. For me, I felt I needed it, and I have benefited a lot from the service. So yeah, funding or lack thereof, or not having equipment or whatever it is that you need in your field, should never be the main reason why you're not doing something to earn extra income. And guys, like my clients, most of them have come just from social media. And I have clients across, I would say, the world now. Because, and okay, fine, it's in Africa, and African women in the diaspora. So yeah, and literally just from the post that I share with you guys, and at the end of the post there's always a link to my bookings and all of those things. That is how I got my clients. So don't focus too much on what you don't have, because you will never have enough in life, and that is just how it is. It's not easy, and most of the time you will feel alone, and you will feel like you are the only person going through what you're going through. But I just learned the other day that it's not like that. I was asking somebody on Instagram, like, how do you manage without a PA? And somebody else said, I need to know that as well, because yo guys, I'm struggling, but I'll get to the PA story, ne? Yeah, but I'm struggling. That's a reality. So it'll feel like that a lot of times when you don't have a lot and you have to make use of the little that you have. Like I'm literally recording this video from my phone because I had gotten I had I wanted to say I had gotten a quotation, but yes, I went to a store and I saw like the equipment and everything that I would need to have like a whole, yes, and that would cost about between 50 and 20 grand depending on how much I want to spend, right? So that is something that I'd have to save towards, right? It's not something I'll wake up and just go buy because there's other things going on in my life, right? Um, the other thing is that I made a decision not to spend my business money on myself. And, you know, sometimes when I share my financial story, I always want to be real in a sense that I'm single. I don't have kids. I don't have a lot of responsibilities that most of you have. So it's easy for me to say, the money that goes into my business account, like, yeah, I don't spend it. It's easy for me to say that. I know that for some of you, that might not be the case. This is why recently I said that use this money from your small enterprise to relieve yourself of the burden of the small expenses in your life. For me, I want to use the money to reinvest into the business as the business grows. That's why I'm not using the money right now, right? So, yeah, you should also have a plan. It shouldn't be a situation of I'm doing this just because I need money. What do you want to do with this money? That is very important, right? And the other thing, don't run your business unprofessionally, guys. You can't, for example, decide that you're gonna like use money from the business for your personal use. My English teacher will be disappointed with me, hey? But yes, guys, business money is business money. Money for personal use is money for personal use. The number one mistake that people with small businesses make with money, they don't pay themselves. They don't have salaries. So if your business is at that stage where you can have a salary, please have a salary. Don't be using it for your personal things. And I was saying, like, a lot of you, especially the ladies in Botswana, I'm not dragging you or anything, when I ask you all to pay through PayFast, you're uncomfortable with it. I was actually talking to somebody and she was telling me how Botswana generally just are not used to the whole online thing, and I understand. Yes, but the primary reason why there's a link is because that's the link to my business account. So when you pay to sell or all of those things, it's just me making life easy for you, right? So my point with all of this is that you need to be very decisive about these things from the word go, that this money is for business, this money is for personal use. That is the one mistake that I've seen that people make a lot. The other thing, guys, that I want to talk about is imposter syndrome. This is something that I struggle with a lot. It's not even a confidence thing, but it's that thing of I have to constantly remind myself that I've earned this. I didn't just like fall into it. I've worked very hard to get where I am, and daily I'm working hard to make it a reality, to make it something that I will eventually be proud of. And when I think of the next woman-owned wealth management firm in Africa, the biggest that you will find, it's going to be mine, and I'm saying that because for me, Fairway Finances is not just like I'm trying to make a quick buck. No, it's because I'm working towards something that is bigger than me and bigger than myself, right? So I can't. Did I just? Yes, bigger than me, bigger than myself. Same thing. But my point is, you can't do something just for the sake of doing it. This is why I think I have a problem with the word side hustle, because for me it sounds like you don't take what you do seriously, but you can call it a side hustle, it's fine, it's just me being me, right? So yeah, imposter syndrome will make you wonder, like, will you really do it, but the support that I get from you guys, I really appreciate it, because like I said this recently as well, that I can't drop the ball because you all are depending on me, right? And if I want to see this wealth management, legal consultancy, you know, firm and all of those things that I envision, then it has to start now with the baby steps, right? And I've been doing this for a year, and literally with little, let me not even say little, with no financial backing whatsoever. So maybe your idea needs financial backing, but before you get there, there's something small that you can do that will help you get there. My issue is you not doing anything because you don't have the money, or you don't have the support, or you don't have the time. And time is also another thing, guys. Like, I feel I'm tired, but this is adulting. This, what I'm doing, has to happen. After this video, having a meeting with my client has to happen. Drinking coffee because I had a long day from my 9 to 5, but I need the energy for my next meeting, has to happen. And there's nothing out of this world about it, and there's nothing like superwoman about it. That is just how adulting is, right? So I don't know what your excuse is, but I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it. Use a month of March to really work on that idea and push yourself to launch it. When the media started showing interest in me, and not just in my country, but like in other countries as well, that shook me. But it also reminded me that I'm doing something, right? So I have to bring all of myself. I have to bring my A game to it, right? So it's not a thing of whether I feel like it or not, right? And that is always a problem with small business owners. Like, you don't treat it professionally, and yeah, if you don't treat something professionally, if you don't treat something like a business and it's a hobby or whatever else to you, then the results that you'll get will be of a hobby. I'm attending this, great event tomorrow. Okay, well, tomorrow as in the day after I record the video, not the day after you see the video. Anyway, and I realized that when you walk into places and spaces like that, places and spaces that force you to awaken to your own greatness, you can't walk in there and be sluggish. You can't walk in there and still be insecure and unsure of yourself. So whatever it is that you're going to do, really make sure that this is something that you love. Make sure that this is something where you are constantly willing to evolve and get better at it, and you will not find excuses, because there's so many reasons why it's difficult to start, right? But the minute you do, can you guys believe that by next month I'll be a whole year old? I don't believe that myself. but it is what it is. And the milestones that I've achieved in a year running a one-woman show, I'm impressed. But there's more that I want for myself, So I think what I just wanted to say to you is, please stop postponing, stop finding reasons why it's impossible, and it won't always feel good. But if you love what you do and if you know why you're doing it, like the why factor is so important, you won't quit. And the thing about your dreams is that they're personal. Your goals are personal. It's not like a whole choir situation or a group situation. For me, this has been about me and God. And I think I said this in a previous video, that my prayer was, use me in the lives of your children, especially your daughters. And he continues to do that, in different ways. But this is one of the ways where I know without doubt that God is with me on this journey. So I'm waiting to see you ladies flourish, and I'm waiting to see you ladies and come back and say, hey, I have this money, I don't know what to do with it, right? Or would you like to come and speak at my event? I'm launching this and that and that. Like, for me, when one of us does well or excels, it's a reflection on us as women in general. That is how I feel. So I just wanted to say that, to share that with you ladies, that you know what, there's no cute or perfect time to start. I was gonna say there's no cute, like the behind the scenes is not cute, guys. As you can see, I'm really tired and I could use an assistant, but the reality is I can't afford one. So I have to be my own assistant, my own accountant, the MD, what else? My own PR. Like, I have to do all of that myself. And that is just, how it is. So I just start. That is just all I want to say. Start, and don't overthink it. You'll make mistakes along the way. And speaking about mistakes, even with the diary, it was my first product. I made some mistakes. I acknowledged them, and not mistakes as such, like, let me not say mistakes, because that's me downplaying my work. No, I didn't make mistakes, but there is room for growth. And the more I interact with my clients and you guys tell me what you want or what you had in mind, then I know that for the next product, which might not be a diary, it might be something else, I don't know, just stick around and see what's in store. But what I'm simply saying is that the entire journey has also just opened me up to growth, and not just like business wise, but personally as well. So this is me just saying to you, stop sleeping on yourself and your talents and your skills. Just find ways to make money out of them. Thank you, ladies.